It's time to feel the rage. Welcome to Film Rage, where we talk movies in theaters, streaming, and classic films as well. Directors and actors, beware as you cannot hide from the rage. My name is Bryce, and I'm part of the Film Rage crew, which also includes Jim. Hey, Jim.
Hey, Bryce.
Wow, you sound tired.
I'm a little tired.
Gonna make it through the podcast?
I don't know, man, because it's been like I've been here for 17 hours straight trying to get our computer working. And
You gotta stay wide awake, just like I did while watching Zone of Interest.
oh,
Yes, I heard it that movie just enraptured you. You could not.
Okay, I'd like to put something to bed right now. I was awake through that entire movie, no matter what Jim says.
and I'm going to say something's going to come on later in this episode that will prove him wrong.
Whatevs. And we also have the Merman.
Yeah.
What's that t-shirt you got on? Something Star Wars.
Star Warsy. Yes.
Yeah, what is it? It looks like it's Tetris. It's Star Wars Tetris.
You know, we don't have the hour it takes me to explain this to you.
Okay. Thran.
Let's just
Who's
say.
Thran?
Let's just say.
Is that his name, Thran?
Let's just say it's a Mads Mikkelsen character.
And his name's Thran?
Just go.
I want to know who Thran... Okay, fine. So with the introductions out of the way, let's rage on.
Well, thanks to all who've been supporting us. If you love our independent podcast, please like, subscribe, share, and give us a 5-star rating on your listening platform. Or support us and join the Film Rage community by joining our membership at buymeacoffee.com/FilmRageYYC. If you cannot commit to a membership, you can still buy us a movie rental and dare us to see a terrible film. And we'll watch it if it played anywhere in the world in a cinema and it is not a children's movie.
Yes.
Now, let's get to raging. But first, here's a word from our sponsor.
Hey, Bryce, what are you doing tonight?
I'm going to my favorite cinema, Canyon Meadows Cinema, to see the best second-run movies at the best price.
What? How inexpensive are they?
Regular price is $5, $5.
Regular price is $5. Makes me hope they also serve pizza.
They do, plus a lot of other great food choices. Plus, I'm planning my office Christmas party there. They can host a plethora of options for any get-together. Gaming, movie, drag show.
Drag show? Now I know where I'm planning my next party.
Hey, maybe you think there's a Liam Neeson or a superhero movie planned?
I hope not. But maybe there'll be a great independent documentary.
Sure. Call CMC at 403-670-5444 to book a special event or go online at canyonmeadowscinema.ca.
What would the amazing moment predict? What would the amazing moment predict? Will he predict the mono or will he predict the rage? Will he tell us all what we thought of the movies this week? What would the amazing moment predict? What would the amazing moment predict? He is going to tell you right now.
I hate this music.
How can you hate this music?
I am so into this music.
because it sounds like I'm a clown.
This music's so good.
It's not you that's the clown, Murray. You're... What's that? What's
it's
that
clown
famous
music.
What's that famous song? Send in the clouds.
Yeah.
And
you're
you
not really
are
helping.
sending them in.
You're not really helping. Okay, so apparently you went to see 3 movies this
We
week.
did.
And I never heard of 2 of them and only heard of the one because it's got some Oscar nominations.
What?
So, yeah, these are 3 movies I probably would never even thought to go see.
What? But you love the Oscars.
Here we go. Memory.
Yes.
Yeah, it looked interesting. Kind of like Memento, but not really as
Memoriento?
not really as detective-y. Just some guy who apparently can't remember shit, and he's okay with that.
I guess that's like Memento.
I don't know. That's the trailer I saw.
It's about as far away from Memento as
I
you
don't know. It looked pretty I don't know. I think you guys probably both loved that one, so let's mondo that up.
All right.
I don't even remember what I gave any of these, so I'll be surprised when I...
Yeah. Or you can just change it to whatever I tell you it is.
Yeah, there you go.
I could, I guess.
Then we got Zone of Interest,
Yes.
which is one of the 10 films
Zoy.
that is nominated for Best Picture, which hadn't even come out yet. So somebody saw it somewhere and nominated it, but yeah, it came out this week here.
Well,
so.
yeah, it got a release last year. All it has to do is get a release in one theater, and then it can be nominated.
Probably in Poland.
I could swear it said UK on the the origin of the film, but I didn't hear any English in the trailer. Actually, I didn't hear any talking in the trailer. That's the problem. I have
there was no English.
Freaking idea what this movie is
And
about.
there wasn't any talking in the trailer, which is perfect.
Yeah,
That's the way
the
trailers
trailer
should be.
tells you nothing about the movie.
I
Of what
wish-
it's gonna like. This if I went to this movie based on the trailer, I wouldn't go to it because I had no idea what it's about.
And see, I would.
It's a Holocaust
absolutely
movie.
go to-
Yeah, I know because I read about it,
Wow.
but just if I just went to the movie just watching the trailer, I'd be like, what the hell is this about? I had no idea.
So, Merman, based on the trailer, what did you think we read?
I don't know. I think based on the Oscar buzz and
Ooh.
knowing you guys, I think
Ah.
maybe it was a meh. And apparently one of you fell asleep. I'm not saying who.
Okay,
I can 100%
I
guarantee.
can't vouch for Jim because I don't know. He might have fallen asleep, but I absolutely did not.
Yeah, well.
Well, I can.
So you
I
say.
can 100% positively confirm that, in my opinion, I could be wrong. That if Bryce is snoring in a movie,
He's sleeping?
and there is a scene which I'll talk about soon, and on the ride home he said that wasn't in the movie, and I'm like, it was probably one of the most pinnacle scenes in the movie, and yet you tell me it was not in the movie?
It's all lies.
All right. Well, we'll find out.
Anyway, yeah, so I think you guys met that one.
I'm going to ask him to describe the scene that's
Yeah.
in the movie.
Act it out for you.
I'm going to get him to act it out for you.
So yeah,
So be prepared.
I don't think you guys loved it, I'm guessing. So maybe a meh.
Okie
And the
doke.
last one is Origin, which, again, I had no idea what the hell's about. Never heard of it. But it looked very intense, very story-filled.
Yeah.
So
There was some story.
I think maybe you mondoed that one.
Okie dokie.
Both of you're saying we agreed on everything this week.
That's
Yeah, well.
usually pretty rare.
Oh, well.
Are you sure about that?
Anyway,
Don't want to change any of them?
no.
You think he's gonna give Matt because he didn't see the whole movie and that
Maybe.
one? Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna talk about memory. Do you remember what you gave this now, or is your memory
I'm
kind of going a bit?
I've got it written down somewhere, so hopefully
Good thing, because
hopefully I find that piece of paper before I'm done talking about it.
your memory isn't as great as it used to be.
Memory stars Jessica Chastain as Sylvia and Peter Sarsgaard as Saul. Saul can't remember, and Sylvia can't forget.
Dum dum dum.
They are two people that seem to be not able to make anything but ill-advised decisions in their lives, and yet I found myself pulling for both of them. The film relies heavily on the performances of the two lead actors, and they are up to the task of taking a fairly paper-thin story and giving it depth with their portrayals. Not a great movie, but worth a watch after, as far as I can remember. Memory was meh.
Okay.
Short and sweet.
Now you talked about Murray's t-shirt, but did you notice what t-shirt I'm wearing today?
Meh.
There you go. All right, so two damaged souls, Jessica Chastain, who is running from her past and her alcoholism, and Peter Sarsgaard, who's trying to remember his. See how we did there? We both kind of spun that entrance a little bit
A
different.
little bit differently.
Yeah. Kind of liked yours better, but I'm not going to lie.
It's pretty good, right?
Yeah, it was good. I liked it.
One can't forget, and the other one's...
Yeah, it's true. So this is a story that takes a lot of time to get to, where it's going, and along the way, we get to see these two great actors at the absolute top of their game. Through the film, we really don't get to know Jessica's story fully until we get to almost the end. But we do know she doesn't trust men.
That is an understatement.
She's 13 years sober, has a daughter, and is not doing so well. Plus, she has an estranged relationship with her mother, which we don't really know why. All the people she did have in her life are all super supportive, and she has a great support system, and you feel that she is not ever going to heal fully from wherever her past is. She meets Sarsgaard's character by what seems like intention on his part, but we quickly find out his memory is going, and it comes and it goes, and it comes and it goes. There are surprises in this film as it unfolds, and the characters are fairly well developed, as you've already alluded to. So we do get to know them. But I kind of got lost in the middle, and it started to feel it was getting a little draggy. I like this a lot because you do connect with these leads and the peripheral characters, but it seems actually a little long, and it really wasn't that long of a film at an hour and 39 minutes, but it felt long to me. So my memory...
It did feel longer than that.
Right?
Yeah.
It did. So to me, it's not a good test. Like, we're going to talk about another movie that was 2 hours and 20 minutes, and I thought it was only 20 minutes went by. I was like, I want the other 2 hours of this movie. So yeah, if my memory serves me correctly, and then I forgot a little bit. Wait, huh? Oh, I do remember. This was a man.
Double man.
You know what that means?
Yeah, right. Good luck with that, pal.
Just pick one.
Pick one.
It's going to be one of these.
You think it's one of these?
Try
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
baby!
Nice.
Not going to change.
Yeah, my buttons are now.
His buttons are...
They're now unlabeled.
Yeah, we'll let everybody know we had a lot of technical difficulties
Just
today.
a little bit.
We're recording at 1 a.m. and we all have to work tomorrow at 4 a.m. So it's we're already tired.
What are you talking about?
If Bryce
Why are
falls
you
asleep-
lying to the people?
If Bryce is falling asleep in the podcast, it's only
I don't. Why would I? But there's no way I would fall asleep in the podcast. I'll sleep just as much through this podcast as I did through Zone of Interest, which is not at all.
All right. Well, we'll find out later.
It's a good thing his fingers aren't on the button this time. Then.
That's true. Can we unpack? Like, did we need that awkward sex scene in this movie? Memory?
No, there was a couple odd things in it though, and it's like, but I forgave them all. But at the same time, it's the combination of all of them made this movie mad.
Yeah,
It
is.
The thing is that it is two superior performances.
Yeah.
In just an okay written movie.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
I think yeah. Jessica Chastain's one of those characters that I find she either knocks it out of the park, or it's painful to see her on screen.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true. What do you think? Like, there's some of her. I'm just kind of like, she doesn't fit the character.
Yeah, I've never.
What was that action movie she was in? And she was terrible in that.
With all the women?
Yeah, the one, but
the 563 or the 319.
But she was terrible in that. Like, it wasn't just.
What was it called?
I don't know. Isn't that Rey Mysterio's?
The
movie?
619?
Sixth Sense?
Yeah, well, that's the He's from San Diego, right? That's the area code there.
Is that why it's 619?
Yeah.
They're from San Diego?
Yeah.
Oh, didn't know that.
There you
Yeah,
go.
so anyway, she was not great.
I learned you something today.
I learned in something, yeah.
Look at you two learning stuff. I didn't think she was great in that. And I know the movie was terrible,
the
but
355. Is that what
yeah,
it is?
there you go. Sure.
Well, now I got to look it up because
Why?
Because I don't know what it was. It was a 355.
Who cares?
Touchdown, Bryce.
Who cares?
This is the greatest moment of my life, and I feel like you guys are downplaying
Let's
it.
move on.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
remembered something.
Okay, more importantly, which was my fucking question was...
I don't remember your question.
Was Jessica Chastain's performance in the movie.
I believe she was also,
355?
Yeah, she was awful in it.
I believe
She was fine.
She was awful.
She was also in that.
Everybody was awful in it.
She's
It was an
also in
awful
that-
movie.
Yeah, but the movie could still be.
She was also in that last X-Men movie too.
I don't know what that is.
The
What's
one
it?
with what's her name?
Yeah, she wasn't good in that
Game of Thrones.
either.
She's terrible.
I
at that.
think where she goes outside of her, I don't know, I want to say boring personality, potato-like,
Sure.
adjacent root vegetable.
Is she a
I
Miss
think she
Potato?
stretches herself. She can hit it, and I feel when she's playing like dial
Phoning
it
it
in, yeah, when she's phoning it in, she can't do it. Maybe that's
Sure.
it. That's what I'm saying. That's my prediction.
I thought you guys liked that Sarsgaard guy.
Oh, I
I
did.
love Peter Sarsgaard.
But Sarsgaard isn't a Skarsgård.
No, he's not a Skarsgård.
No, he's a Sarsgaard.
He's
He's a Sarsgaard.
He's a Sarsgaard, not a Skarsgård, Murray. But yeah, we like him. He did good. He was great.
great.
She was great. They were both super great. All the
Just
peripheral characters
not
were
good
great.
enough, apparently.
No.
They
They were as great as they
were
could be.
great. And the characters were great, and
Yeah.
the movie just didn't quite get there.
Yeah,
It was good. I enjoyed it.
I did. It was.
I would say
it
if
was-
anybody wants to kill 90 whatever minutes and
an hour and 39 minutes.
and you want to see two really good,
Good
actors
actors?
doing their thing,
see it?
absolutely see it.
Yeah.
If you're expecting it to be like the best
Memento?
movie of the year, well,
Or
no.
Memento? It's not that.
No, it's definitely not.
Memento.
And there's some weird, awkward sex scenes when her daughter's like right next door. And
Yeah.
I'm kind of like, what? Why are
then-
you fucking this guy when your 13-year-old daughter's like
Yeah,
right
it
at the
was
door?
Kind of weird, but then she was
She was a drunk, so
a little odd.
yeah. All right. Well, we also got to see a movie called The Zone of Interest.
Yes, we did.
So this is the part in the podcast where Bryce is going to portray who I guess we want to say is what this film is all about, which is Rudolf Haas. His action after having sex with one of their servants, one of their Jewish servants, and then has to go down into his sex dungeon to clean his wiener off. So Bryce, can you tell the listeners, in particular this scene, what you thought of it?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, he doesn't know what I'm talking about because this is when he was snoring. And all of us in the theater were looking at Bryce, and I didn't wake him because I'm like, no, you know what? You deserve this.
I don't know what you're talking about. I was not sleeping through any of this movie.
So you're saying that you fully remember him having to clean his wiener off after having sex with his
No.
Jewish servant.
No, I don't remember that.
Okay, perfect.
I remember
What part do you remember before you fell asleep?
I remember all of it.
All right. So
I did. By the way, no, I didn't fall asleep.
you're right. It's practically proven here. I just want someone to go look on the internet and look into the part where he has to clean his wiener off, and then it's just proven fact. So this is by far the most horrifying film about Auschwitz that I have ever seen in my life. It's all about contrast to what we see and what we know about what it is and what it was. The music is harsh and extreme at times, and the visuals of the Haas family, which were filled with joy and color, weighs heavy on the sounds of gunshots and screaming that come from the background of almost every single scene. Not once during the film do we see what happens in the concentration camp. What we see is billows of smoke as the family conducts their lives, as they go swimming or play in the pool or play in the garden. All the while, their house is right next door to the wall that separates them from what is going on from the other side of this wall. This film is stark and contrasting and horrific as they try to humanize this family whose problems of relocating to another concentration/death camp is the worst of their worries and inconveniences the mother to absolutely no end. The whole time we are oblivious to the suffering right up until the very end, when they bring us to modern day in contrast shot of the entrance to Auschwitz and the staff as they prepare to open the museum to the public, with the rooms full of memories of the people that died at the hands of the Nazis. I can't imagine how these amazing actors felt as they went through the process of making this film. I can't imagine anyone getting, and I'm doing quotes here, heavy quotes, method in the portrayal of Rudolf Haas. It isn't spoken in this film, but you know that all the servants that they worked with in the house are Jews. And in one particular scene that Bryce was asleep in, I can still hear and feel the torment of our actors over his snoring. As you know, the Haas rapes one of his servants and then goes down into his sex dungeon to clean his junk off, to not offend his wife with the scent that was almost too much to take, as everything in this family seemed natural and deserving, and they were all oblivious to the world around them, except for Mr. and Mrs. Haas, who were truly despicable people. This film was haunting and brilliant and traumatizing. I will never forget it. This film was so fucking amazing. I loved every frame of it. I loved the music and how it came in. Sometimes it was so loud it almost woke Bryce up, but it didn't. He still slept through some of the most amazing sound effects. Now, over to you.
Safe to say.
Ditto. No. The Zone of Interest is a look at the Holocaust in a way that I have never seen before. Jonathan Glazer takes us alongside the perpetrators of evil and has us viewing the horror from their point of view without actually showing anything. Rather than telling the story from the victim's point of view, you experience life as it was for so many, as unspeakable atrocities occurred just on the other side of that wall that allows you to live, the wall that allows you to live with yourself in that moment when for these characters. It is an uncomfortable look at a family disturbingly basically becoming evil. This is a hard film to watch, but one that should be watched. The Zone of Interest was uncomfortable, unflinching, and mondo.
Yeah, that it's
and I'm positive I was awake through the whole thing.
Okay. You know what? When you go back and watch it a second time, which I think you should.
Yes.
I think people should see this a couple times because the first time it's just trying to get yourself centered as you watch the film, because things like what's happening because it's happening right beside Auschwitz. Like this shit, and the sound mix in this is so brilliant that
because you hear what's going on.
You hear the screams and the gas sounds and
they're just going along with their everyday life.
Yeah, and they're just like la la la, and the kids are playing, and it's so contrast to every Holocaust film. Like,
there's never been anything like this, and it, by not showing anything and just hearing it while they're having the time of their lives, sometimes makes it more effective than anything I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's truly horrifying because it's the director's intent truly to try and show how people who can be human, who are human, can also at the same time be monsters, right? Like just terrible monsters. Like,
I mean, if you take the sound out from behind, all of a sudden, this seems like what a nice little family.
Yeah,
until you get to the scene you were describing.
Yeah, well, that scene is just. It's like one piece. It's kind of like a pivotal moment where okay, he's a monster because he's going to work every day to tell them to do stuff. Put in Cyclone B now, and then you find out, oh wait, on top of that, he's also raping his servants. Yeah, and you're just like, what? Like I don't even know how I feel about that scene now, because it's like it almost made him too much a monster at that time. It was like. No, I kind of liked it where they were showing that he wasn't monster. And then by adding the scene in, it makes it like, okay, so you just want to prove he's a monster. It's like, let's throw this in there to show how terrible he actually is.
He actually is.
He's not hiding from anybody. So, I don't know. I guess
Because
I'm kind of
honestly,
glad I'm
before that, it was like, he just seemed like someone that was going along with it because, this is the time they were in. This is what was expected of him. But then all of a sudden they show him taking that step over the line where no, he's
also just evil.
An evil person.
Yeah. I mean, he says how much he hates them, and then he rape. Well, and it doesn't come off as rape, and you don't get to see the actual rape. It's just a scene where it's
what happened.
It's part of her job is to service him as well. So, yeah, I don't know, Murray. Have you seen many Holocaust films? Like, you've obviously seen Schindler's List.
I didn't see that one either.
Oh, no?
It's one of the few
Have you seen any
movies no, it's not really a topic that I want to really see exposed. But the World War II is a horrible time, and I'm glad I wasn't alive for that because I couldn't imagine living through all that stuff.
Yeah,
So, Jonathan Glazer.
Yes.
How many films do you think he's directed?
I don't know. 20?
I thought he's directed way more films than he has.
20?
Because I was like, maybe we should be looking at Jonathan Glazer on our lists.
He's done 5?
You're closer with 5 than you are with 20. And you want to hear something that's absolutely shocking?
Yeah, sure. Super shocking.
It's under 5.
What?
4 movies.
Wow. Why do I think he's made everything?
I don't know. He's made The Zone of Interest.
Yeah, which is Mondo.
He made Under the Skin, which was Mondo.
Which is super Mondo.
He made Birth, which was meh.
I thought that was Mondo.
Okay.
Me.
There we go. It doesn't matter, though, because he made Sexy Beast, which was Mondo.
Well, yeah. Well, there you go.
So, I mean, he's
another
far
one we gotta
away.
start watching. So I wonder, what is he making coming up?
But he's only made 4 movies in 23 years. So we're going to be dead by the time he gets to 8 movies.
Yeah, but maybe he's making 3 in the next year. You don't know that.
I hope so, but yeah.
Well, maybe he never had money before. So now he's made an Oscar buzz film, which he won't win for.
He made a movie in 2000, and then he rushed one to production because he got it done in 4 years. He made one in 2004. Then he waited 9 years for Under the Skin, which is a freaking masterpiece.
It's a masterpiece, yeah.
And then he waited another 10 years to make Zone of Interest. So
he's getting
interests. Slower.
He's got other interests.
So let's see. 4 goes to 9, goes to 10 years. So we should expect the next
12?
one in about 16 or 17 years.
Yeah.
So in in the year 2040, we can expect the next movie from Jonathan Glazer.
Zone of Interest 2.
The only problem is that's going to make him no, he should still be around.
Okay, good.
17 years. So he's going to be in his late 70s. So yeah.
So as long as he doesn't go all
Clint Eastwood on us. Yeah.
All right. So we also saw, what else did we see? Original.
It was original. Origin, directed by Ava DuVernay, is a hard film to describe. It follows the process that Isabel Wilkerson went through. What was the book called? I can't remember what the book was called.
Was he asleep through this one too? He doesn't remember it?
No, I was awake.
Called Cast, wasn't it?
Cast. Yeah, Cast, and then had a subtitle. But anyways,
yeah.
Follows the process that Isabel Wilkerson went through, played brilliantly, by the way, by ingenue Ellis Taylor, as she wrote the book Cast, which has some subtitle that I can't remember, and that's kind of embarrassing, but whatever.
Whatever. People know. They're going to go look for her.
It is part biopic, while at the same time documents the process of putting together a book. Or perhaps it is the origin of a book. It has a multi-dimensional lead who, throughout the film, asks questions of herself, those around her, and ultimately me as I watch the thought-provoking thesis that she attempts to prove by the end of this film. The transitions from historic dramatizations to dramatizations of things currently going on in the world to Wilkerson's everyday life are seamless and effective. It is an important film to watch, and whether you agree with the ultimate conclusion by Wilkerson, it will definitely get the conversation started. A conversation worth having. Love this film. It was Mondo.
Okay. I will agree. This is a unique way of showing a biopic. Or was it how to write a movie about a novel about caste? It starts out by going from scene to scene of making me cry for injustices to making me feel what real grief feels like in one of the most powerful scenes to depict grief ever to appear in film that I have ever seen. Then it takes an almost thesis discovery of caste systems around the world and how they are connected, because I was so invested in what the story was about to tell me, I stopped finding faults in some of the film's structure and having things explained to me almost in a documentary style film to let me feel the film unfold and be less critical of something that I may have been more critical of had I not already been so invested in these great characters. The ending was very typical and maybe a little corny, but ultimately still made me cry again. So, yes, it was a cry sandwich. So, way to go, Ava DuVernay. Yeah, thank you. The writer-director of this. And Ingenue Ellis-Taylor's smile in this could melt the polar ice caps with the beauty it contained, and she was completely brilliant.
Yeah.
In this as Isabel Wilkerson. Wilkerson. Yeah, thanks. She was incredibly outstanding. I loved just seeing her face on screen. I could just watch her face on screen. How much emotion she could push through a scene just with her facial expressions was... I still can't get over like that scene of grief that she goes through and the leaves that are falling. Like there's a scene in there where I don't want to spoil it for people, but
a lot of bad happens.
A lot of bad happens to her in a short period of time. Yeah. And there's a scene that you just feel every inch of grief that she's going through. And yeah, of course, it's going to make me start crying again. I don't think this solved the caste systems in the world, but I feel if everybody saw this movie, maybe they would be a little better for it. This is Mondo. I loved her. I loved the writer-director. I loved every single thing about this movie, even though there were parts of it that was kind of like, yeah, that's kind of typical movie. But because of the style of the film, it was so unique.
Yep.
I've never seen a biopic that was writing a book before. So.
Yes. No, it was very unique. And then the way that it really melded like real and fiction, and because it was a story, and I'm sure I'm sure it was all pretty much true. I don't know, because I don't know much about her, to be honest. But how it actually sprinkled in actual people that are actual people, not just characters.
Yeah.
Into the movie playing themselves. Yeah. Was kind of cool as well.
Yeah. I mean, it's a pretty recent film, and it's parts of it that were period. But this was a great film. Yeah, and it was a very unique film too. As I say, it's just like it did a lot of things that I hadn't seen done before. And it was 2 hours and 20 minutes that I thought went by like a breeze, and I was like, "Is it already over?" Like, yeah, I could watch her for another 2.5 hours. Yeah, no, it was very, very good. It was awesome. When Murray figures out where his buttons are, well,
we can give it a try.
All right, let's go. No, that's not it. No, wrong. That's not it.
No, you knew that one.
Yeah. He's terrible.
That's the one.
There we go.
You're in so much trouble, guys.
Yeah, well, you know what? We don't know what's going on at this time of night.
Yeah, well, it's about to get worse.
What?
Anyway. Yeah, so that was it. So I got the ratings right, just the wrong movies.
Yep.
2 Mondos and a Meh. I just flipped the one, that's all.
He just flipped them.
Yeah, fair enough, I guess. Don't know that I can give you a pass.
Is that a 33%? He's got a 33%.
Yeah, he was for 33%.
Whatever. Yeah. I don't really have anything.
What?
Unfortunately. I don't even know what to say.
Well, you must have something. Would you see? You usually like to tell people what you see on the movie channels and stuff.
I didn't watch any movies. Well, I watched older movies, but nothing recent.
Anything that you loved?
No, just the stuff I usually watch. No,
T.J. Hooker?
Sure.
Was it T.J. Hooker in
No,
anticipation of the new T.J. Hooker movie?
I did watch the trailer
For T.J. Hooker?
Roadhouse.
Oh, God.
What's Roadhouse?
Absolutely fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Jakey?
Jakey as Patrick Swayze. And
The Jiggler?
And Conor McGregor is in it, who is a former UFC fighter who basically everybody hates. And yeah, the story's ridiculous. Like, I have no intention of seeing this. But anyway.
Sounds like a good rage dare for Bryce to see.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, it may be a dare sometime later, but anyway, yeah. No, I got nothing. Sorry.
It was all good.
Temperature rising. Vision blurring. Rage taking over.
My sweet, sweet rage, how I love you so.
Okay, well, there's, what do they call that? Award season or something's happening sometime around here. And we're now starting to get some good movies. Like, do you remember
Your rage is that we're getting good movies?
Wait for it. I'm doing a build to it.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm cleaning off
Well, usually you get right into your rage.
I'm cleaning off my wiener in the sex dungeon right now. Leave me alone.
It's not a... It wasn't a sex dungeon for one
It was
thing.
just a dungeon. I hate a little dungeony.
Anyways.
It was dark and dungeon-like. Yeah, so do you remember... I want to say last year, maybe it was even 2 years ago, we used to fear Januaries and Februaries. Because it's like when they released all the shit.
Yeah, well, what's happened this year is that for some reason, all the stuff...
There's no content?
Well, no. Well, it's not that there's no content, but we're getting this odd late release of movies that did have a release at the end of last year in other cities, but we're just kind of getting them here now. And a lot of the time, we're getting it because of the buzz that was around them. So we're getting these buzzworthy movies because it's award season later than we usually get them. And I'm not sure why it's happening that way this year. Like, even the fact that Perfect Days is coming out.
Yeah, and it's like nominated.
It's only coming out because it got nominated. If it didn't get nominated, it probably wouldn't have this release date.
See where this rage is going?
Yeah, I kind of do.
Yeah. I'm saying we still have all these other crappy movies we had to watch over Christmas time. Still playing in cinemas. And there's so much new content that we haven't even got in our fair city. And, like, the entire list of films that were nominated for Best International Films, we haven't even got all of those.
I haven't got them all yet.
Yeah, and it's like, you know what?
I've seen them all, I think.
I think I've seen them all too, except for maybe one.
Yeah.
But it's pissing me off because there was even a movie, I don't know, it was 2 weeks ago, and it was a film we both really wanted to see, and we didn't get it. It was like, okay, we just don't get it here.
What, that Freud thing?
No, we got Freud.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it was a different film. I can't remember which one it was now, but what makes me angry is that we now have cinemas that are in this city that are closing on Mondays,
Wednesdays,
and
Thursdays,
and ones that they're having, like, I want to
just
say
early
screenings
Screenings only,
on
yeah.
Wednesdays or whatever, right? Like,
Well, Crowfoot's only got early screening on Monday, right?
yeah,
yeah, Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday they're closed at 7:30.
I mean,
you have to buy your popcorn before the movie, otherwise you're screwed.
but that's not so bad. Because those are the ones. Those ones
Isn't
are the
it?
ones. No. So because Crowfoot is ones that usually doesn't play anything good. It's just all the shit. But what pisses me off
No, that's
is
Market
Eau Claire.
Mall.
Yeah, well, that too.
Hey, but they only have 5
But
screens.
Eau Claire is where we get our art house from, our new release art house.
Yeah,
and now
they're gonna be gone.
They had 3 art house movies, Murray,
Yeah.
and we watch movies on Mondays because that's the only day we get to watch them because
Yeah.
we're busy, and we couldn't even watch them, so
'Cause
we
they're
had to
on
go
late
different
shows.
days.
They're on
Yeah.
late shows.
So my rage is, I don't know what's happening with this world.
I had the same rage last week
This is terrible.
because streaming services are taking over. Nobody's going to movies anymore, and the cinemas are dying.
You know what? You know what we need to do is we just need Tay-Tay to continue to make concert films so people will go to the cinemas.
I believe Beyonce made one too.
Well, there we go. Where's Beyonce now?
I don't know. It's come out
No,
yet.
I hate to tell you this, Jim, but that's not the answer.
What?
Yeah.
What's the
I'm
answer?
pretty sure
I don't know what the answer
I'm
is.
pretty sure
that's not it.
I'm pretty sure the Metropolitan Opera is not the answer.
No, that's not it.
They show
either.
that on the big screen too.
It's like-
Yeah,
I don't know. The opera fans might like it.
Sure, like
they
two
did,
of them.
and they do.
We're not called Opera Rage.
No, we're not.
Yeah, that's my rage.
Yeah, well, same
I
rage every week.
I didn't even really understand what your rage was, but I know I agree with it. Don't know exactly what it was.
It's okay. I don't know.
All right. I actually had nothing prepared, but it just came to me. You know what my rage is this week?
You didn't get
People who
enough
fall
sleep
asleep
in the
during the
cinema.
movie.
No, I got no sleep in the cinema because I was watching movies that were really good. My rage is Dyson Airblade hand dryers. Come on, Landmark, get rid of that crap. It doesn't dry my hands. They're terrible. What is going on?
Ditto.
They're so bad.
Gotta use toilet
So
paper.
is it really their fault or is it Dyson's fault?
Well, it's their fault for buying the bloody things, and it's Dyson, so they probably cost like $800
Twice
each.
what they're worth.
So it's like, man, so it's one of those deals where it's like, you know, they've spent all this money, they're not just gonna garbage them. They're like, ah, crap, we made it. But did nobody test these things before they put them in their theaters?
No.
I mean, I could literally wash my hands and then stand there for
Shake them
I don't
in
know.
the air?
I could stand there for like 45 minutes trying to dry my hands with these bloody Dyson. Number one, they go on and off because they're not sensitive enough to stay on. And number two, it doesn't matter because they don't do anything. They're horrible.
You know,
so
you
what
should-
ends up happening is I'm like, I get frustrated about 10 seconds in and go, well, this is stupid. And I just walk away and dry my hands on my pants.
Well, that's what your
That's what
pants
I
were
do.
for.
That's what I
That's
do.
why they made pants.
Anyways, that's my rage.
You know what? You should just do like they do in the song. Shake your hands up in the air and wave them around like you
Or-
just don't care.
As Tay-Tay would say.
What does Tay-Tay
Shake
say?
it off. Shake it off.
I don't know what that means.
Just shake it off. shake it off.
It's evil.
It all comes back to
You're like, I
Tay-Tay.
didn't sing that.
It all comes back to
I
Tay-Tay.
don't know what a tay-tay is.
That's because you're uncultured.
Rage subsiding. Pulse slowing. Anger fading.
Oh, the lists. All right, folks. If this is the first time you're hearing us, go to our website, filmrageyyc.com. Look at our page called The Lists, and you will find 5 lists. We've got the mesmerizing, we've got the repulsive, we have the doubted, and we have the undoubted. And then we have another list that is people who were at one point mesmerizing, but then they got punted. So it's been our push since we created the mesmerized list to think, you know what, people cannot be mesmerizing all the time. And apparently they're not. We thought they were. That's why we put them on the list. But when 2 mesmerizing actors get into a movie together, they got to mesmerize off. And this week we had Peter Stormare versus Jeffy Goldblum in the challenge from the Murr last week, Lost World Jurassic Park 2. So I had a tough time with this one. And Bryce and I kind of talked about this off podcast. Because because I was kind of a little heartbroken on it because Stormare really was. He was basically running from a dinosaur for 4 minutes of his 5 minutes and 37 seconds. So, I mean, how mesmerizing can you be running from a dinosaur? I mean, no one could have ran from a dinosaur better than he did.
He died pretty good.
Yeah, he died. He died off screen, but whatever. They do the Jurassic Park death where they don't want to show the dinosaurs rip his flesh from his bones, so they show him fall down, and then the water turns red with blood.
That's right.
And then he's dead. So
Yeah.
it kind of was a little unfair.
It is what it is. He took the role.
It's true.
He's taken a lot of roles.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Probably didn't like him much of Minority Report either.
Unfortunately.
Was he in Minority Report?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think anybody else that's mesmerizing was in Minority
That's the
Report.
thing.
so.
That's right. Well, then he would have been the most mesmerizing person in it. You can still be mesmerizing even if you're not on our mesmerized list. You just can't be on the list unless you're always mesmerizing.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, Jeffy punted him.
How do you know? You haven't got my opinion yet.
Okay, was it? Who was more mesmerizing?
Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't talk for me.
I'm saying it. It was obvious. What are you going to do?
Yeah, sometimes you think things are obvious and you're wrong.
Oh, you mean like when you fell asleep in the movie
didn't-
and you were snoring and you missed the whole
whatever.
wiener wipe?
Oh,
Wiener.
you are just.
Hashtag wiener wipe. Wienergate's happening right now. Did Bryce fall asleep or not? Wienergate 2024.
I did not fall asleep.
Okay. Right. All right, Summer. Who are we going to try to punt next week?
There's like nothing left on this list.
This is
It's-
good. That means we
it's-
might have the final mesmerized
Well, no, I
list
mean,
until a new
it's
movie
like-
comes out.
It's just all crap. It really is.
Well, that's fine.
All right. You asked for it.
I did.
I begged for it.
I just checked on our website.
Yep.
Which I know Jim updates.
I do.
Jeffrey Rush is still around,
Yes.
Ooh.
and the Macy's still around.
Yes.
I don't know if they've had this face-off before.
Oh my God. Is it Mystery Man?
It is Mystery.
Oh my God. I love that movie.
Didn't I watch that for some reason?
Not on ours. Not on our show.
All right.
He's probably just watched it because you're like, you know what I haven't seen? I am Pencilhead, and I am the son of Pencilhead.
Sure.
I am the waffler, light and crispy bad guys of history.
This is going to be hard because, man, they are both so good in that movie.
Oh, I know. Gonna be. You know who's also mesmerizing in that?
Stiller?
No, but keep guessing.
I don't know who
Paul
else.
Tom isn't
Rubens.
Tom. Paul Rubens is,
Oh.
and Tom Waits is in that.
Tom
isn't he?
Waits is in it.
Like
yeah.
this,
Who
that
the
whole
hell is Tom
cast
Waits?
is mesmerizing.
Yeah, it's
know who Tom
it's
Waits
tough.
is.
You know what? I can't wait to watch this. This is gonna be a tough one.
Yeah,
Nice,
All right.
Murray. You just made my life.
sure.
Well, yeah.
What?
You didn't make my life.
You're kooky.
Maybe where's that?
Last week on Rage or Dare, the boys went to the audience dare bag of meh and pulled the long-awaited dare of Fast and Furious 6. Something tells me this may change the boys' perspective on our listeners' dare bag. This week, Bryce gets to choose from Jim's evil bag of rage, which I understand. Last week on Rage or Dare.
That one wasn't my fault.
The boys went to the audience dare bag of meh and pulled the long-awaited dare of the Fast and the Furious 6. Something tells me this may change the boys' perspective on our listeners' dare bag. This week, Bryce gets to choose from Jim's evil bag of rage, which I understand he has freshly refilled for your viewing pleasure. Now, let's check in with Jim and Bryce and see if these Fast and Furious films age like a fine wine, getting better as time goes on, or if they're more like prison toilet wine. You know, trashy but tasty.
Oh, we're both
Come on,
supposed
Bryce.
Is he done?
He got me. He got me.
He does that.
We both were supposed to watch this?
Yes, we were both supposed to watch this.
I watched it.
Because he loves this series so much. He owns them all.
No, well, here's the thing. I don't know what I'm watching anymore when I put one of these movies on because they're literally all the same. It's all about family. They all get together. They're always in like different places, and then they all have to be pulled together. Like it's the exact same formula every single time. Bunch of stupid car chases, bunch of improbable physics. We get introduced to Luke Hobbs this time around, which is Rock the Dwayne Johnson. But it's the same thing. We got pretty boy Paul Walker doing, and there's actually a joke in it at one point where they show this like really pretty lady, and it's like, oh yeah, you look just like, how'd you get time to do this photo shoot? And it was like this, this pretty lady in the photo
because he was pretty.
Because he's pretty boy Paul Walker, so he's pretty, just like the.
Yeah.
At any rate, what a supreme waste of time. We got Gal Gadot, who is
Wonder Woman.
Perhaps
the worst thing that's ever happened.
She should almost be on the frickin' repulsive list. Jordana Brewster, like this is a who's who of repulsive. Vin Diesel, Paul Walker, Jordana Brewster, Gal Gadot. It just keeps on going on and on and on. Oh my goodness!
You know who's not repulsive?
Michelle Rodriguez
and Ludacris.
Yeah, he's not repulsive. You know what?
He's the best thing in this movie.
I actually don't mind, and I don't mind Tyrese Gibson.
Yeah,
I just don't like him in this.
Yes.
At any rate, at one point at the end of the movie, they're trying to take down this plane. It's speeding down a runway. So, anyways, somehow they've connected their cars to this thing, and it's actually pulling the plane down. I don't know how that happens.
It doesn't.
And then in the end, I'm not sure even, like, was there a bomb? I don't even think there was a bomb. Somehow this plane just explodes into nothing. Like, it literally is just a ball of fire now. I don't know where the plane went. But apparently there's no plane left. There's just fire. And then frickin' Vin Diesel comes walking out of the fire. I don't know what's going on. It's so stupid. Every single scene in this movie is stupid. It doesn't make any sense at all. And what's with this stupid one at the beginning of the movie? Vin Diesel's living with this blonde chick, and then by the end he's like with Michelle Rodriguez, Letty or whatever her name is. Again, why? What's the difference? What's this going on? And what was wrong with the blonde chick? Like I don't get it.
There's a scene with her in the movie where she's like, "You should go to her." It's like, what?
Like, what is going on?
Everybody's got kids. Everybody's like, oh my God. Okay,
plus Gina Carano was in this, and God, just go get your face punched in the MMA ring. You don't need to be making movies.
Yeah, what he said.
I happen to like her.
I'm sure you do.
Do you like her in this movie?
I'm looking at the cast right now, and I don't even remember John Ortiz being in it. I'm sure he was, but that's a waste. Why was he in this? Shea Wiggum was in this? I don't remember him in it either. I watched it.
Wait, did you see this as much as you saw?
Is this the right one?
Did you see much of this as you saw the Zone of Interest?
I will say that I was watching it on my couch. I was laying down. And I was with my dog. And I think if you ask Baxter will tell you that I was awake through the entire thing.
Okay.
Although he may not have been.
Me might.
But were you playing with your dog, or were you actually watching the movie?
Oh, I was watching the movie. I did, and I will say that I woke up at about 6:30 a.m. I came downstairs, put it on, laid down, put a blanket over myself.
Fell asleep.
Turned the volume down so I wouldn't get the blast of the so I could only hear some of the dialogue because I didn't want to get woken up. But I mean, I didn't want to get my ears blasted by all this ridiculous noise that was going to go on.
All right, you want me to tell you what I thought of this movie?
Yeah, okay. I'm just rambling.
Yeah, you are.
But one thing I can tell you is I saw that whole plane scene, and that was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life.
I'm going to talk about
that. They got to be 30 feet in the air, and they're jumping out of it into a moving car like it's nothing.
Oh yeah,
it's like they took a step off the bottom step of the stairs and landed perfectly.
Okay, before I tell you what I'm going to tell you about this movie.
Yes.
Know that I think this was the movie that they went from redonk to motherfucking redonk in
Oh, yeah.
this, because it was like, yeah. So I can't tell you what happened in this when you started watching this from a 6 in this car-based, physics-defying soap opera. Basically, they spent the first 20 minutes reintroducing the characters, which I think was 35 characters now that's part of their family.
So many. It's all about family, though.
That I was hoping to forget from whichever soap opera-based plot from the previous iteration of this stupidness that happened before this. There were so many characters in this, both that I didn't care about, but I didn't forget how repulsive Paul Walker and Vin Diesel are together
Oh my God.
in this film.
Paul Walker's the worst actor that's ever been.
Yeah,
I hate to speak ill of the dead, but man, he is just the worst.
he's not super
If
awesome.
ever there was someone that made it in Hollywood because he's pretty, it's this guy.
Not the first or the last.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the most obvious.
Yeah. Yeah, true that. I don't know if this is the one that when they became super spies and they weren't no longer car
Just drag racers.
racer dudes.
It's weird.
But what I did know is that they were family and they were all stronger together
That's right.
Yeah.
as they have to go find Michelle Rodriguez, because apparently last episode on Days of Our Car Lives, she
I'm
died,
confused
maybe?
by her character.
She died, I guess, in the last one?
Like, why was she working with
Maybe
them
we
and
got to
then-
be dared to watch 4. Anyway,
I don't get it.
I don't know what was harder to understand. Why this?
5. We watched 6 this time.
Yes.
Not 4.
Whatever.
5 was down to Mexico.
I just forget them. They're all the same.
Well, exactly.
But
So why
nobody dies, and they keep adding more characters.
Here's the problem with these movies, and I'll let you continue in a second. But the problem with these movies is that we're going to watch the same movie over and over again because we're not going to know the difference. You can put Fast and the Furious 6 in again next week, and I won't know which one I watched.
But you'll remember the
Remember
I'll
plane
the
scene.
watch it again and go, okay, well, this is the same. This seems like the same thing that I just watched, but
Oh, there's the
it
plane.
probably. And then I'll say, "There's the plane." I'm like,
boss, the plane.
wow, they put a ridiculous plane scene in this one too. Like, I won't know the difference.
So the thing that I don't know is what's harder to understand, why this movie was made, or what Vin Diesel was actually saying whenever he spoke. So I fixed that by adding the subtitles on, but still couldn't really understand what he was saying. The physics
Yes,
was idiotic,
correct.
but not F9 level idiotic.
Well, no, but
My-
it was a progression.
Yeah, so my thoughts on this, and maybe you've got thoughts on this,
All right.
is that the level of physics idiocracy is based on the level of the film release. So if it's a 6, it's 6 out of 10 for physics idiocy, and a 7 is 7 level
Right.
physics idiocy until you got space. Remember
Yeah,
when they
that
did
was
space?
9, and that was 9 out of 10.
Yeah, and then 10 was just
10
like
out of 10.
10 was like 10 out of 10, and so
Where they
11,
all
The next
died.
one's going to be 11 out of 10.
11 physics idiocy
Out of
level
10.
out of 10.
Wow, that's going to be something to see.
But that's just the physics side. I'm not talking about all the other stuff that goes
Yeah,
into
yeah.
these terrible movies.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, this was a 6 out of 10 on the physics idiocy
I wish it
scale.
was a 6 out of 10 as far as, how
Movie
entertaining
quality
it
was,
but
yeah.
It was a 0.
So the car chases were stupid. The gun aims of our heroes were too accurate to believe, as well as the fact no one gets shot when they should have. The comedy is non-existent, and the story is basically just
But they
going from
tried.
place to place, smashing cars, shooting, and people talking on comms, saying things like, "Where are you?" and "I'm driving a car, chasing someone," followed by "Turn left, turn right. Now drive your car, go faster." I always forgot how awful these films are until I have to watch one.
They're so
I completely hate this franchise. The only joy I got from watching this was Michelle Rodriguez shoots Vin Diesel, which I cheered for joy.
Yes.
I was like, please let him die. Please let him die.
Yeah,
Please let him die.
She meant to just wing
For
him,
me and my
unfortunately.
family, just make him die.
But he just come back in the next one like she did, apparently,
I
I
guess.
guess. Because
Yeah.
they all thought she was dead.
But just like everything in these movies, he doesn't give me any joy, and a bullet is just a Band-Aid away from repairing hospital-required surgery, apparently, because he put a Band-Aid on it and he was much better.
Didn't he like sew it back together? I remember him like sewing his shoulder.
Yeah, it was nothing to him.
I
It
think.
was just like he's
Why are we still talking
he's
about
touchable.
this?
Did he have some glue? Did he glue it?
Probably bubble gum.
There was like a
I think
seam.
there was a bubble gum or something.
See, I was awake.
Yeah. So I was going to spend my time listing out everything about this that was stupid,
Please don't.
but then the tank that was faster than a souped-up sports car
Yes.
and a plane that took 20 minutes of viewing time to take off
How long is that runway?
kind of summed it up. I've never seen a runway in the world that's 20 minutes in time.
Oh man, that's a long runway.
And on top of this,
Maybe they were doing like a circle.
maybe
They were going in a circle.
they're driving around the world and going on this plane. This movie was 2 hours long. It's Fast and the Furious film.
2 hours
without
too long.
Jason Momoa. These are awful.
Yes.
These are, you know what? People, if you really want to torture us, just get us to watch the entire franchise again. That's the way to get us.
That's what we should do one day. Just watch them all back to back.
No, I can't take that much. I'm sorry. All right, so you got to pick from my bag.
I what now?
No, they're all there somewhere.
It's newly minted just for you.
Wow, that's a lot.
Oh yeah, I filled this baby up.
Yeah, I gotta do the same for you.
Oh no, you got still lots left.
No,
don't you?
this is empty. I
gotta-
couldn't find his.
I got a few. Mine's a gray bag.
Oh, I thought that was empty.
I think there's one or two in
I don't
there.
know where it is.
Oh, there's a lot.
I got one.
All right, let's have it.
No idea what this is.
It's called.
100 Girls.
Sounds
Nice.
familiar.
No idea what it is. What's 100 Girls?
And just so you know, it's from the year 2000, and it did play in cinemas,
Was
so you'll
Zoe
be
in it?
excited about that. And if you can't find it, you can buy it from Amazon.
$5.
And it stars Jonathan Tucker, James DeBellio,
Uh-huh.
Katherine Heigl.
Catherine Heigl.
Excellent. Hey, Jamie Presley's in it.
That's right. There's 100 girls.
There's a lot in this cast, that's for sure. There's like one guy?
There's 100 girls, Bryce.
Two guys.
Hey, David Nusser of Real Film Reviews says, you could certainly do worse.
There you go.
I'm excited.
Let's make him watch
Wesley Lovell of Apollo Guide says, as insightful as teen romances come, 100 Girls is an examination of one guy's search for the perfect girl.
Sounds awesome.
I'm in.
And it stars Katherine Heigl.
And it started, well, she's in it. I don't know that it stars her. I think it stars Jonathan Tucker.
Well, the DVD exclusive awards 2001
Yeah.
gave it best editing,
All right, there you go.
and best actress was nominated
Hey.
for Emmanuel. What's her name?
There you go. Manuel, what's her name?
Winner,
Hey.
winner. All right. Well,
All right then.
do we know where we find our music now, Mur?
Yeah, I've fixed that problem. Thanks.
All right. Well, thanks, Rangers, for listening. Thanks to the extended Film Rage family you can find in our show notes. Thanks to Casey, the nerdy photographer, for the voice of Rage or Dare. Find us everywhere on social media at Film Rage YYC. Check out everything Film Rage at filmrageyyc.com, including our merch site for Redbubble and TeePublic. We're always wanting to make this a raging blast for all listeners, so please comment, like, subscribe, share, and give us a 5-star rating on your listening platform. Or email us at filmragecalgary@gmail.com. Dare to see terrible movies to fuel our rage, but no matter what you do, please, 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 pretty please, 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 don't make us a rage. That's it for this week. Rage on.
Rage on.